Well, hello there. Out for another Friday evening hike. The week has been busy, so I haven't been able to get out. Had some plans, but weather interfered with that, so we're gonna have to do another big weekend to compensate for that. So I've come out again to Leita Thompson. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been out here, so I figured I was due for another visit. Gonna see if we can't get either 2 or 3 circuits around the course today, which will have us anywhere from 5 to 7.5 miles, something like that. We'll see how it all plans out. I know last time I was out here, kind of did a little bit of a retrospective on some of the views and features in the trail, so we'll have to come up with something else for tonight's trek out here. The weather today is great. We've had some overcast and rainy skies this week, but today the sky is clear and just a little bit partly cloudy, and the temperatures are down in the mid to upper 70s, so definitely much more amenable to getting out and hitting the trail. And I don't think I'm the only one with that mindset, which gave me an idea for what we can talk about this time out. Last time, as I said, I kind of gave you some views into the nature of the trail here at Leita, which is my most frequented trail. So today, maybe it'll be a good time to, give some insight into those who come out and make use of this trail. Give you a little kind of summary descriptions of the people I encounter along the way. So far, I have had 4 people that I've passed out here on the trail. First was a gentleman out here, looked like he was just kind of doing a casual evening walk. Wasn't dressed in athletic gear or any sorts. He just had on, looked like a pair of khakis and a short sleeve shirt. Middle-aged gentleman, just out for a casual evening's walk. Then I met a lady who looked to be in her early to mid 20s, definitely more fitness minded, had more athletic type outfit on, shorts, t-shirt, running shoes of a sort, and looked like she was out here to get her heart rate up a little bit. After my intro, I met another gentleman, another middle-aged fellow like myself, who was out here, appeared to be more of a casual walker. Had on a long sleeve button down and shorts, but shoes were more of the casual wear type as opposed to athletic wear. So again, probably just out for a good evening's walk. And then most recently passed a lady, probably middle-aged, out with her dog, and based on how she was accoutred, I would say that she's out here getting a little bit of fitness going for herself and her canine companion at the same time. So that's the people that I've met on the trail so far. We'll see what the rest of the evening holds in store. All right, I've got 2 more fellow travelers to report. First, we encountered a gentleman, I guess in his 20s, wearing blue jeans and a polo with a pair of nice looking sneakers, intently focused on his phone as he walked, and carrying a bottle of Diet Coke with him to keep himself from getting too thirsty. And after that, a little ways further down the trail, a guy looked shorts and a sleeveless t-shirt with a visor, taking his dog, who looked to be very happy, out for a walk. The dog had what appeared to be his favorite ball in his mouth that he was carrying along with him as they went. So I don't know if they just came from the dog park nearby and then getting a little extra exercise out here on the trail or not, but that's that was one happy doggo. And we just had our first repeat customer. The first gentleman I described, who I had met right as I was getting started on the trail, has apparently made it far enough around that we have met up again, obviously walking opposite directions on the trail. And yeah, we're probably at about the halfway point around, so it makes sense that we would be meeting up in this area. We'll see whether I have additional second encounters with folks I've already met, or what new ones I see along the way. We have our newest entry into our evening census of the trail, past a young gentleman, I'd say late teens, maybe early 20s, out jamming along with his headphones on, a nice impressive set, and listening to what I can only assume is an excellent selection of music, as I deduce from his bold wearing of a Rush t-shirt. Seems to imply that despite his youthful age, he's got great taste. But he was out here, as I said, with t-shirt, shorts, and shoes, was ambling along at a casual pace, but he's out here getting his exercise in, as we all are. So props to him for that. Well, I finished circuit number 1, and I'm starting on my second time around. Right before the end, I had another repeat visit, this time with the gentleman who was drinking the soft drink. He's still going, so am I. Decided I'm gonna switch things up and head the other direction. 2 reasons for that. One, gives me a chance to meet anyone who was going the same direction as me on my first time around, and instead of only seeing repeats of those I had passed before. And 2, last time I did this trail, I discovered that the continuous banking of the trail in one direction on repeated trips around led to some ankle discomfort. And so, you know, I was able to correct that the next day with a different trail that had a little bit more variance to it. So I figured I'd introduce my own variance by switching the direction up, so that maybe I'll be having the slope opposite on the second time around to kind of balance out the angle torsion that I had, ankle torsion I should say, first time. I'll see if that relieves some of the discomfort I was starting to feel as we continue on. But that little break in this clip was me meeting another fellow traveler out here. Lady, I'd say in her 30s, maybe her 30s or maybe early 40s, out here pumping the arms and moving the legs, getting some good steps in, and props to her for being out here. 2 more additions to our evening's company. Had my first runner instead of walker. A gentleman looked to be probably in his 50s, out here wearing a bright orange t-shirt and moving along at a good pace. Definitely showing the rest of us up, but it's not really a comparison. But he was moving good, breathing well, and you know, all respect to him for getting out here and putting the effort in. And then shortly after that, a young lady, say probably early 20s, t-shirt and jeans shorts, out here, casual stroll and enjoying the experience. So definitely a cross section of people out here today, and I'm enjoying taking them all in. Just had my first encounter, which has a bit of uncertainty to it. Two people. I cannot say whether they were together and a couple, or I simply was encountering them at the same time on the trail. Maybe if I encounter them again, and if they're still together, I can say couple. If not, just coincidence. Either way, the lady was walking her small dog. Both of them look to be probably in their 40s. I'm a gentleman of silvered hair with mustache and goatee, similar to myself. And she, a lady of Asian heritage, it appeared, with black hair, just a little bit of silver starting to make its way into it. Both of them dressed for a good effort-filled walk, and they look to be making good pace. So we will resolve the uncertainty hopefully further down the trail. All right, the rare sighting of a deer out here on the trail. Not quite the trail participant that I was cataloging, but well worth inclusion. You can see her there through the trees. She's enjoying her evening meal. And I'll leave her to it as I continue on and describe our newest member of the club. Young lady in her early 20s, it appeared, out for a good, I'll give her hike, because she had hiking boots on. So she wasn't walking, she was hiking, and short sleeve t-shirt, hair done up in braids, and out here making good time as she put forth her effort. Continuing to catalog our denizens and see what else is out here. Well, as I make my way around the lake area, just before getting here, I encountered another couple, new entries into our catalog of trail enthusiasts. They look to be probably in their 50s, trim and fit, out here putting in a good brisk walk, working up a sweat. The gentleman was dabbing at his brow with cloth of some sort, so they're definitely getting their effort in. And they were definitely together, so no uncertainty on this one. I let them know about the deer, and they thanked me for that. All right, done with the lake area for this time around. Right at the halfway point where that bridge is, I met another lady, trim, fit walker in her, I'm gonna say 40s, white visor, black t-shirt, moving at a really good brisk pace. So, and then right as I came to the end of the lake area, a couple together, I'm gonna say in their 40s, intently focused on their walk. They were not chatting, they were both focused ahead and moving with significant dedication. All of my recent entries have been in good solid athletic wear, shorts, t-shirts, good shoes for being out and moving. Some new demographics, two new entries. One lady, a little bit larger build, out here getting some exercise, short sleeve shirt, capri length leggings, and putting in her effort. Followed shortly by, looked to be a mother and daughter. Mother probably in her 30s, daughter looked to be maybe around 6 or 7 years old, chatting away, talking about their day and stuff. And then that little break there, I had another the largest grouping yet. Looked to be a couple of families. There appeared to be two dads and a mom. I'm not sure if the mom was attached with one of the dads, or we had 3 separate parents going on, but there were 2 girls with them. Looked to be about 4 or 5 and maybe 10 or 11. And then followed shortly, just had another repeat of my braided hiker continuing her way along the circuit. So, trail's getting crowded out here. Entry with, well, I guess a little bit of uncertainty. Out of risk of misgendering, I'm just going to say this was an individual. Looked to be in their 40s or early 50s. Out here running the trail. Lavender tank top, short cropped hair. And to be honest, I couldn't quite tell. So I'm not going to specify gender on this one, if they even choose to identify with one. So we will let that be as it may. The trail takes all comers, but they're out here putting their effort in, and props to them for that. Entry into our company of trail trekkers. We had a couple, looked to be in their late 50s, maybe 60s, out here. White t-shirts matching, just plain t-shirts, black shorts, moving along at a decent pace, chatting. She was doing most of the talking. He was listening and nodding appropriately, and they looked to be enjoying themselves and focused on their walk. So gave me polite nods of acknowledgement as they moved on by, and we all continued on our way. Heading out for the 3rd time around. Right as I was getting back to the parking lot area at the end of number 2, had 2 ladies cross my way. Looked to be probably in their 50s. Again, we got the fit and moving crowd out here. They were pumping the arms, chatting along, making good pace. T-shirts, shorts, good athletic shoes, and they were setting off. I think they were just getting started, but they were already moving along good. Other than the few kids that I mentioned, it seemed like this time around the demographic shifted a little bit older, and we also shifted away from some of the more casual strollers into those out here for a good exercise walk. We'll see what the 3rd time around the trail holds for us. Just had an encounter with the man in black. No, not Johnny Cash, but a gentleman looked to be in his 40s out here for his evening walk. Focused in black polo shorts, black socks, black tennis shoes. Whatever was darkening his wardrobe, hopefully it wasn't darkening his spirit. And he was out here focused on his walk. Gave a barest nod of acknowledgement and continued on. So, we're starting to encounter more runners. Just had one gentleman, looked to be either in his 30s or 40s, hard to tell, out here running along at a good pace. And then short ways behind him, lady looked to be in her 40s, big long strides as she was running along, smile on her face as she greeted me. So nice to get some positive feedback out here as you encounter other people. I try and do my best, give a smile, either a nod or a hello as I pass them, depending upon what I'm presented with. But yeah, hopefully people take a positive experience from their encounters with me as I try and take from my encounters with them. So let's see what else is ahead. And we have another runner. This was a lady, looked to be in her 40s, moving along, listening to her music without headphones, so via open speaker. Appeared to be a cover of the song, the Sound of Silence, in some sort of operatic fashion with a female singer. So it was pleasant. wasn't disruptive or jarring to my hike. And well, I'd never encountered that version before, so we'll see. Now back to walkers. I had a couple in their 40s, I would say, moving along at a casual pace, chatting with each other, acknowledge me. And then, oh, maybe about 30 yards behind them, Asian lady, I'd say in her 40s, coming along quietly behind, moving at her own pace. So yeah, with this frequency, I keep this up, this video is going to get way too long, but we'll see. I might have to start waiting and doing larger summations. More to report. Had another repeat. Our lavender tank topped trail runner apparently switched directions also and met me coming again this time around, and they were followed just a short ways behind them by two ladies, I'll say in their 30s, enjoying each other's company, chatting along, casual strolling out here, jeans and tennis shoes, and just enjoying the night. And then down the trail just a little bit further, an older gentleman, probably in his 50s, out with his dog, big white dog, full-bodied, beautiful animal, not sure what breed. And then as I had the little break in the clip here, another young lady, I'll say in her 20s, with her dog. So the dog walkers are starting to come out in force, which is great to see. Love seeing the doggos on the trail. But we'll let you know what's next. I've got a few to report this time, including my first same direction encounters. So start off with, I had a young gentleman, probably in his 20s, maybe early 30s. I encountered as I was starting to go around the lake. Looked like he was having a phone conversation with someone, so not a whole lot of interaction with him as we passed. And then as I finished coming around the lake, the next individual I encountered was going the same direction. It was a gentleman, I'll say in his 20s, running along the trail, with the added twist of it seemed like every time he came to one of the many benches that are provided around the trail, he was stopping and doing a series of push-ups against the bench. So he's not just working his legs out here, he's getting a full body experience. Shortly after that, another gentleman running the trail, looked to be in his 40s, and he was accompanied by his two doggos, who were happily keeping up with him. And then lastly, again, same direction encounter, the two ladies that I first met right at the end of my second circuit, I overtook and passed, and they are still chatting along and were gracious enough to make way as I passed them. So we're on the home stretch now. Just one more good length here. I'll say probably somewhere between half and a quarter mile. So we'll see who we encounter on this stretch as we head back to the parking lot. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Only had one other person that I met since the last update. That was the lady trail runner who was enjoying her open air music. She apparently reversed direction and came back around and caught me. And it looks like she's finishing up her night. Don't see anyone else ahead of me, and I'm almost within sight of the trailhead. So that's going to do it for tonight. I know it's been a little bit different and probably a little longer than I had anticipated, but hopefully this gave you a little appreciation for some of the cross section of humanity that's out here enjoying the trails with me, or at least this local one. Well, thanks for coming along with me. and we will see you on the next trail.